Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be solving an equation with integrals. We have the integral of x times f prime of x dx, which is the first derivative of f of x, equals 2x cubed minus x squared. And based on this, we're supposed to evaluate the integral of f of x dx. So I'll be presenting a single method, even though I'll also talk about an alternative method, which I'm not sure if whether it's going to work, but we'll see how that goes. Anyways, so first we're going to go ahead and solve the first equation. So from this equation, I should be able to solve for f of x. But first we're going to find f prime, and then we're going to find f of x. Okay, let's see how this goes. Now, when you have the integral of something equals something else, then you can basically do the following: differentiate both sides, because the derivative of the integral of a function is basically going to equal the function itself, right? So whenever you have something like, let's say, g of x dx, and if you differentiate it, then you're going to get g prime. There's not going to be a constant at the end because you're not integrating, you're differentiating. If there's any constants that come from the integral of g of x, they'll disappear because the derivative of a constant is 0. Make sense? Okay, so that's how it goes, and this can be easily proven by setting this equal to another function like f of x, and then such that the g of x is the derivative of another function, like finding an antiderivative, and so on and so forth. Anyways, so let's go ahead and differentiate both sides here. When we do, we're going to end up with x times f prime of x equals the derivative of the right hand side, which is 6x squared minus 2x. Awesome. So that is x times f prime. So what would you do to find f prime from here? Of course, you would divide by x. Let's go ahead and divide both sides by x. Of course, x should not be 0 here, and then these two disappear, and we end up with f prime of x equals 6x minus 2. Great. We got the derivative of f of x. Now we can go ahead and integrate both sides to find f of x. But we're supposed to find the integral of f of x, but we need to find f of x first so that we can integrate it, right? So let's go ahead and integrate both sides. When we do, it's going to look like this. The integral of f prime dx is the same thing as 6x minus 2, the integral of 6x minus 2 dx. Now, obviously, the derivative of f is f prime. So when you integrate f prime, you're supposed to get f of x plus a constant. Why? Because you're integrating it. So when you differentiate it, the constant is going to disappear. But I'm going to leave the constant on the right hand side because we only need one constant. So integrate this, you're going to get f of x equals, now how do you integrate 6x? Well, the integral of x is x squared divided by 2, multiply by 6, you're going to get 3x squared. And if you integrate 2 is a constant, it's just going to be 2 times x. So the integral of any constant is, like, let's say k is k times x. Okay? And we still need to add a constant here. Let's go ahead and use, I don't think we used the constant before, so we can go ahead and use c here, right? This is f of x. We don't know what c is unless we're given some initial conditions, but in this case, we don't know what it is. So we're supposed to integrate this. So go ahead and integrate this expression and see what we get from here. And of course, you're just going to substitute that. C is a constant. Remember that it's a real constant. And now, when you integrate f of x dx, which is what we're trying to find, so that's just going to give us the answer, you're going to integrate 3x squared, which is going to give you x cubed. Think about it. The derivative of each function is 3x squared, and it's x cubed. And of course, there's going to be a constant which we'll add at the end. The integral of 2x is just x squared. Remember the power rule. It's just going to be x squared divided by 2, but you're supposed to multiply by 2. That gives you 2. Or you can just think about the antiderivative of 2x. And then c is a constant, so its integral is just going to be cx, but we also have to add another constant at the end, which we can write as k. Some people use c sub 1. Whatever you use is fine. But the answer is just going to be this function. Again, we have two constants. If we were given some initial conditions, of course, we could find out what those constants are going to look like. So now, let's go ahead and take a look at an alternative method, which I'm not sure if it's going to work, but at least it is the idea. Okay? So, there's a couple different ways we can approach this problem, such as, now when you have something like x times f prime, it's actually a special form which you can apply the u substitution or integration by parts to. How does integration by parts work? If you have the integral of u dv, then it's equivalent to uv minus the integral of v du, where u and v are functions of x, let's just say, and then this is basically IBP, which is integration by parts. Okay? Great. So we can use it. How? We need to find something that is easy to integrate and also easy to differentiate. So let's start with the integral. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Like, isn't this easy to integrate, like f prime, right? Because its integral is just going to be f. So let's go ahead and call this dv. Of course, we have to include the dx. So the rest is just going to be automatically b u. So we have the following. U equals x and dv equals f prime x dx. From here, we're supposed to find the following. From the u, we're going to find du, which is dx. And then from dv, we're going to find v. And v can be found by integrating f prime, because that's what it is. And that's going to give us f of x. Let's not include any constants, because we're going to use them at the end. Make sense? Okay. So now the next thing you're going to do is take the u, multiply by v, which is this. It's going to go like this. And then subtract this, which is just v du, right? So the product of f of x dx. Let's go ahead and write it down. So the integral of x times f prime is the same thing as u times v, which is x times f of x, minus the integral of v du, which is f of x dx. Great. Now, what do we know? We do know that the first expression is 2x cubed minus x squared, right? This is 2x cubed minus x squared. Now, what is x times f of x? Do we know what f of x is? We don't. So we can go ahead and leave it like this, and we're trying to solve for the integral of f of x dx. So this is what we're trying to solve for, but we don't know what this equals. Therefore, looks like we're stuck here. Okay? Unfortunately, this method did not yield any solutions. Anyways, this brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you next time with another video. Until then, be safe, take care, and bye-bye.